Well, good afternoon, everyone. Uh, just wanted to come on here. I wanted to possibly look at start making videos. This will be the first video that I make. For those of you that might know me from the Facebook page by what I post or what I'm doing on that page for the American Valor Bourbon Society. My name is Jason. And I just wanted to see about doing something that could contribute to the community and just kind of give you kind of my thoughts and do some things that I think you guys may like. There's many people out there, many groups out there that do a lot of videos, bourbon tastings, blinds, tasting bottles, things like that. Uh, Figured why not try it out. And then, for the future, maybe we can have others do videos, or somehow some of us get together if we live close, do videos, kind of see how it goes. So today I'm going to do a blind. I have four glasses in front of me that my wife picked out, and I'm going to see, my thoughts on the pours. Give you kind of my feedback, what I'm smelling, what I'm tasting. Again, it's all relative, right? Many people taste or smell things that others don't, and that's totally fine. But figured I'd give you that. I'm going to give it a score. I think I'm going to do a 1 through 10 or a 0 through 10 score. Many people do 0 through 100, some do 0 through 5 that I watch, but I'm going to do a 0 through 10 and kind of go from there. As I taste them, maybe I'll go back, maybe I'll change my score, who knows. But definitely wanted to try this out, so let's get into the first glass. So glass A, let's see where we're at. Definitely get like a cherry on the nose, maybe a light, almost like baking spice, but definitely a good cherry note on the nose. The cherry comes in a little bit on the palate. Maybe a little bit of a dark chocolate note. Overall, it's very good pour. I actually really like that one. I'm probably going to go, again, relative. It's kind of how I'm trying out my scoring system. I'm going to go with a 7.5 on that. Just because I'm going to give you kind of what I think the proof is. I think that's at least 110. Definitely felt like it had some proof on it, but nothing too crazy. But overall, a very good pour. Now I'm going to move to B. A little bit of a floral note. Maybe like a light fruit, like a pear. Very, or I should say, a lot lower on the proof than the first one. Definitely drinks a lot easier. Again, I get like a light fruit, like a pear, maybe a little bit of an apple. This would possibly look like it could be a rye, but again, who knows? Not as good as the first pour, but ultimately something I could easily drink. As is with most of the stuff in my collection, there are definitely some bottles that may stay there for a little bit, but that's easily something I can drink, no problem. The proof, I would say probably 95 ish or so. And I'd probably put that at like a a 5.25 on my scale. Again, it's not so bad that I think it's below a 5, where I think anything below a 5 is just something that I'm not willing to really drink very often, if not at all. Especially if you go even further down towards a 1. But definitely something I could drink. And overall it's good, just not as good as A. Let's go to C. Okay, yeah. Definitely get a little bit of a, almost like a very light, almost chocolate note, but definitely cinnamon on the nose. There's a bite to that, definitely a bite. A dark chocolate. I get a dark chocolate, a little bit of a pepper on that. A little bit of that cinnamon on the back end that comes through. Again, very good pour. I do enjoy that. It's almost like that would be I'm sitting out on the porch. Maybe it's a little cool outside. Be more than happy to have this that I'm drinking, which makes me think that the proof is a little bit on the higher side as well. So I would put that probably, again, close to around a 115. Totally, could be totally wrong, but I'd probably give that about a 6.25 on my scale so far. But ultimately very good. All right, let's go to the last one, D. This one's also got a little bit of a floral note like B did. Trying to think what that other note is that I'm smelling. Maybe a hint of like an orange, but then there's also a little bit of maybe a pear. Okay, on the palate, almost like a white pepper. Trying to get that. There's another note that I can't put my finger on. Almost like a graham cracker in a way. Maybe that tends to be then that little bit of cinnamon, but I almost like a graham cracker. Ultimately, again, another good pour. I would put this along with C, where I'd almost want to be on a little bit of a cooler night. It's got some proof to it. Sitting outside, I'd say that's probably close to 110 to 115 as well on the proof, and I'd probably put that at about a 6. So a little bit less of a liking than C, but ultimately good. Let me go back through one more time through each one, see if I want to change anything, and then we're going to open up to see what each one was. So we're going back to A real quick. Again, very easy. I almost think the proof is a little bit less now that I'm going back to it. After drinking C and D, still very good. I want to put that closer to about 100 proof because it definitely doesn't drink as hot. Still put it at about a 7.5. That was really good. Go back to B real quick. Yeah, no, don't think I need to change anything from that. That still seems like it's a low proof. Again, not the biggest fan of ryes, but I do think that's a rye. It could be totally wrong, but tastes like a rye, in my opinion. Very floral. Don't think I need to change anything on that. Back to C real quick. Yeah, chocolate. Very big chocolate note. Still gonna stick with the proof around 115. And then let's see, lastly the D. Yeah, no, I don't think I need to change much of that. So again, A through D. I have A as a 7.5, B as a 5.25, C is a 6.25, and D is a 6. So let's see what we got. All right, so my last place is B. Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay, so B is Milam Greene, which I think is a great distillery here in Texas, so that surprises me. I'm wondering if this is either the pick that I was able to pour out of the barrel, or if it's the other one. Okay, so got a nod from my wife. So this is actually the one that last Veterans Day, not the one that just passed, but last Veterans Day, we went up to Milam Greene, and my wife and I each got to pour our own bottle from the barrel. And I remember this being very good. Again, it's still good, but interesting that that's actually my last place. Next would be D. D is the Ben Holiday, which is actually a barrel pick that Dan and Sean from the Bourbon Junkies did, that I was able to purchase as part of their Patreon. It's 122 proof. So I said 110 to 115, so not too far off, but I definitely could tell that it was higher proof. Again, it's still another great bottle, another great pour, but that's interesting. Let's see. So that was B, that was D. The next is C. So this makes a lot of sense to me. So C was HK Young, which is 116 proof, or 116.6 proof, and I put it down as 115. So I'm going to pat myself on the back on that one. That was actually pretty good. And this HK Young, I remember drinking it previously, and I definitely got that cinnamon note out of that. So that makes a lot of sense that I was getting that cinnamon note again. And then A is the Evernorth Essence. It's it's funny. It says 57.8%, so that's 100 and basically 15.6 proof. And I put that as 100 proof that I was thinking. It drank hot earlier on, and then I changed it, went down to 100, but it's actually about 116 or 115 proof. It's 9 years. I think that's the Evernorth Essence Bourbon 6 that I have in my collection. I don't think that's the pick that I did at Evernorth, because I don't remember that pick being that high, but I could be wrong. But again, I love everything Evernorth is doing. I love everything, that's Dan and Sean of the Bourbon Junkies up at Evernorth. I've done a pick with them. I'm on their Patreon. They come out with awesome stuff. So doesn't surprise me that actually ended up being my top pick. So interesting. So again, number one was Evernorth Essence, and 115.6 proof. my second choice was actually C, H.K. Young, 116.6 proof. Third place was D, the Ben Holiday Bourbon Junkies pick from Dan and Sean, 122 proof. And then my last place was, unfortunately, the Milam Greene, the 108 proof, which again, still a great bottle. All four of these are great. I'm more than happy to drink them. But interesting how this came out. But I thought this came out very well. I'm happy that I was able to do this. Hope to do more videos, like I said, whether they're blinds, whether they're maybe fresh cracks on a Friday. You know, who knows? But if you like them, let me know. I'm going to, again, post this on the American Valor Bourbon Society YouTube, post them into the Facebook page, and hope you like it. Let me know how you feel. Let me know if you have any questions. If there's anything you want to see that I can maybe do, by all means, let me know. If not, you know, hopefully you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.